Hello everybody, this is Mr. Osman. Today I'm going to be going over some of the basics of the cameras that we'll be using during summer school. We're going to be doing, first of all, the location of the buttons on the camera. So I want to show you, first of all, um, here's what the camera looks like. And the on-off button is here. I'll show you some pictures of this. So the on-off button is located at number 3 there. The flash, which you won't have to pay much attention to, is number 4. The lens, just be careful of the lens, but you can see is at the front of the camera. Number 1 is pointing to the on-off switch. Number 2 is pointing to the shutter. Number 6 we won't use too much. There's a speaker that's built in that you'll hear sounds coming out of. Number 7 we'll use quite a bit. That's so you can take pictures of yourself, which will be requirements of some of your assignments here. Number 8 down in the bottom picture is showing you where the screen is so you can see the pictures that you take. So first thing I'm going to be showing you is how to replace the battery in the event that your battery is dead. The battery compartment's located down here at the bottom of the camera. Simply just slide it open, and then there's a little purple button down here at the bottom. If I hand you a battery, it's got a yellow arrow pointing which way the battery goes in. There's only one correct way for the battery to go in. So if you put it in correctly, it'll make a cute little sound. If you put it in backwards, then it will push back on you. I'm going to show you a diagram of that. So there's a diagram of what you should do when you're putting the battery in correctly. Next, I'm going to be showing you how to use easy mode on your camera. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera on using the power button right here. Then here's the back of the camera. Down at the bottom is the menu button. I'm going to push that. And then up at the top it says easy. So I'm going to click OK on that. And then it asks if I want to switch to easy mode or cancel. I'm going to click on OK and switch to easy mode. Now then, what the camera is going to do in easy mode is automatically focus, automatically flash, but then it will also take away some of the functionality of the camera so that you don't get to make choices about things. So there's good and bad with the easy mode. Next, I'm going to show you some of the other shooting modes that you can do. So I'm going to push menu, and I'm going to exit easy mode. And I'm going to push menu again. And then that's where you're going to access the other shooting modes. And all of these are explained in the manual. Next, I'm going to talk to you about image resolutions. Image resolution determines the quality of the picture. Also, it determines the size of the picture and how much space it's going to take up on your computer. We have really nice cameras with really large memory cards in them. We also have really nice computers with lots of storage space on them. So I'm encouraging you to select and use always the largest memory size that's available to you on the camera, which is 14 megapixels. And that still gives you 1,333 pictures to shoot with. So I'm going to show you that on the camera. So I'm going to push the menu button again. And I know you can't see this, so I'm going to push it up so you can see it. And then this is the menu that tells you what different image sizes that you have. 14 megapixels is what I suggest you use, but there's also 10 megapixels or 5 megapixels. So I'm going to leave it on 14 megapixels. That way I'll get the best picture quality that I possibly can. So there again, the location of the buttons and also how to use the battery. Next I'm going to talk to you about the grid line. The grid line will put a 3x3 grid on the screen of the camera, and then you can use the 2/3 1/3 rule. The 2/3 1/3 rule says that you want to try to get into the grid lines in the top 2/3 or the left 2/3 the item in your picture that you're trying to focus on. So if the item is a person, then you want to get that person in 2/3 of the grid lines. If it's a tree, then you want to get the tree in the 2/3 of the grid line. So I'm going to show you how to turn that on now. So I'm going to press menu again. I know you can't see that, but I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. And click on the suitcase. And then once I click on the suitcase, grid line is the first choice. So I'm going to turn that on. And then I'm going to show you what that looks like on the... It's kind of hard to see, but you'll be able to see it better when you get the camera. I now have a 3x3 grid line, 9 squares. So I want to try to get what I'm wanting my audience to focus on in 6 of those 9 squares. That's going to give me a better quality of picture. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to transfer pictures from the camera to the computer. In the box at the back of the room, you're going to see a black cable that looks like this. You've got a larger end of the cable and a smaller end of the cable. The larger end goes in the computer, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this into the computer. And then the smaller end goes into the camera, and it goes on the right side over here, which is the same side that has the handle on it. Now while we're talking about the handle, I want to tell you that 100% of the time your hand should be through the handle of the camera. I know you can't see that because iPhoto just started up. So 100% of the time. So if you accidentally drop the camera, then you can recover from that quite quickly. I'm going to show you how to delete pictures from the camera without using the computer. So here's my camera. There's a little tiny play button right here, and I'm not going to be able to access that till I eject the camera. So I'm going to do that by clicking on the Finder and clicking on the eject button next to all of these items here. There's a little tiny play button right here. You can see this in the manual. If I want to delete just one picture, I can push the trash can down here, and then I've got the choice of deleting all of them in this folder, multiple images, or just this image. So if I wanted to delete just this image, I could delete just one image. And that would be if I had taken a blurry picture and I wanted to delete just the picture on the camera.